welcome to the AVB Community Band Concert for May. I'm glad that you are here, so glad. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. AVB Community Band, what does that stand for? Well, you guys are so well trained. I appreciate that. Music for a lifetime. You're looking at some folks that have been doing this for a long, long time. You're looking at some folks that have been doing it only for a little while, but everything in between, that's the cool thing. The theme for this season is called Come Together. I want you to come together as far as coming with friends. I see a lot of you came with some friends tonight. That's awesome. But it's also coming together as a country, so we all use music to do that. Tonight's theme is called Heart and Soul. You're going to learn a little bit more about that in a minute. It's kind of a mix, some audience favorites, some nostalgic tunes, some new and reflective pieces. So, Mr. Roos, let's go.
Thank you, sir. Yes, welcome to our final concert of the season. As Mike said, our theme tonight is Heart and Soul. And while this really isn't an Americana concert, it is all American-born composers with a wide variety of styles, but all speaking to the wide range of our emotions. Our sponsor tonight is the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 224. Thank you for your service and your longtime support. We're also joined tonight by MVET's Post 11, and we thank you for your generous contribution to their annual collection of cleaning and personal care items for local veterans. If you still have your items with you, you can drop them in the barrel outside at intermission. There's quite a pile there. And I'm also advised that they are being helped by American Legion all-female Post 539. So let's have a big hand for that. So let's get started. Fanfare for the Common Man by Aaron Copland leads things off. In 1942, the conductor of the Cincinnati Symphony asked Aaron Copland and 17 other composers to write fanfares to open every concert of the 1942 to 43 season. Copland's is the only one with hits that he played these days. It was written in response to the U.S. entry into World War II and was inspired in part by a 1942 speech where then Vice President Henry Wallace proclaimed the dawning of the century of the common man. It's very popular and has been covered by groups such as Emerson, Lake and Palmer, remember them, and Mannheim Steamroller. And it's harder to play than it sounds. So please welcome Associate Director Paul Alexi.
That's a great way to wake you up tonight, isn't it? Did you hear that tam-tam going? A little gong therapy to get us started. So we have some traditions here, and Truman's going to help me out tonight, I believe. So a little like, sir, if you are a first-timer here for the AVB Community Band Concert, please stand up so we can welcome you to the show. So please stand up, first-timers. You know, we keep growing, and it's marvelous to see that. We also have a long-timer with us tonight, and she will officially be retiring from the band after 42 years. 42 years with the band. So, Diane Martin, please stand up and be recognized. She says she's going skateboarding after the show. Mr. Bruce.
Thanks, Mike. Our next selection, Themes Like Old Times, is simply soggy with nostalgia. Warren Barker brings us his medley from really old times. If you grew up with these, you should be in the Guinness Book of World Records in the oldest section. Alexander's Ragtime Band, Peg of My Heart, I Want a Girl Just Like the Girl That Married Your Old Dad. By the Light of the Silvery Moon and 12th Street Rag are featured. A word about By the Light of the Silvery Moon, one of my camp favorites from both church and, amazingly, scout camp, and supposedly inspired by a moonlit evening at Moonlight Bay in Bailey's Harbor. Or so they say.
They don't write tunes like that anymore, do they? Some great tunes back in the day. All right, we have another tradition, and Bruce is going to help me with this with a little bit, so trimming a little bit of the lights here. We love to have groups come with us, and today we have a special group of 5th graders, 10 of them actually. They are Girl Scout Troop number 4112 from Ashwaubenon. They go to Pioneer School, Valley View. They did a little tour before the show, and their leader is Valerie. Where are you, girls? Stand up so we can see you. There they are. We encourage that. You have other Girl Scout troops, Boy Scout troops, church groups, stuff like that. Bring them on down. We'll let them tour this facility and get to know us a little bit. Mr. Bruce, you got a couple groups as well.
Well, here's a group that's just right down the hill as well. They are my soon-to-be new friends and already new neighbors at our new part-time apartment just down the hill at the Promenade. So, who's here from the Promenade? Okay, there they are. Stand up. Come on. Like a little group. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you at the party on Thursday. So, Chester Overture, the biggie of the evening. Chester is a Revolutionary War tune, and I'm a member of the Sons of the American Revolution, so sit back and relax as this gets the full Bruce treatment. American composer William Schumann wrote Chester in the 1950s and very quickly became a concert band classic. Here's how he described it. The tune on which this composition is based was born during the very time of the American Revolution, appearing in 1778 in the book of tunes and anthems composed by William Billings, called The Singing Master's Assistant. This book became known as Billings' Best. Chester was so popular that it was sung throughout the colonies from Vermont to South Carolina. It became the song, not Yankee Doodle. Chester became the song of the American Revolution, sung around campfires of the Continental Army and played by fifers on the march. The music and words, both composed by Billings, express perfectly the burning desire for freedom which sustained the colonists throughout the difficult years of the Revolution. Let tyrants shake their iron rod, and slavery clank her galling chains. All right, it's a little old-fashioned. We fear them not, we trust in God. New England's God forever reigns. The foe comes on with haughty stride. Our troops advance with martial noise. Their veterans flee before our youth, and generals lead to beardless boys. What grateful offerings shall we bring? What shall we render to the Lord? Lord, alleluias, let us sing and praise his name on every chord. So back to my thoughts. Chester opens with a lovely chorale, then moves into a frantic, syncopated section that drove most high school bands, including the one I was in 1970 and 71 and 72, absolutely nuts. But it represents the chaos, confusion, and horror of war, at least in my opinion. And at the end, it revisits the original theme in triumph, symbolizing victory and the birth of the United States. So, here we go with Chester.
While Bruce is getting seated, it's amazing sometimes with the stuff that he comes up with, isn't it? I mean, it's really good stuff. I mean, he researches all these tunes, does a great job, a little history lesson. Mr. Bruce gets an applause right here. remember that piece for those of you that played it in high school or college? That is one of the standards for band repertoire throughout the ages. A lot of cool stuff happening in there. Sometimes it sounded like fingers on chalkboards, right? That's the way he wanted it. That's the way he wanted that tension for that section. So it really works well together, and it's a great tool for us to learn about. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
No atmosphere.
Great food, no atmosphere. You were a little early. What? Are you moaning already?
It really doesn't get any better, so you might as well laugh.
So last time I ever compliment you. So last night I had a dream that I was a muffler. I just woke up exhausted. Last question, where do you learn to make ice cream? Sunday school. Somebody's already been checking my notes here. That's all.
Circles. This is a new piece for us. This one is by Brian Balmage, one of two pieces we're going to play for him tonight, by him tonight rather. Mr. Balmage is a young composer who's making quite a name for himself as both a conductor and composer. He has guest conducted most of our armed forces bands, notably the President's own U.S. Marine Band. His music has been performed worldwide, and now it's being performed in Ashwaubenon. Circles is an impressionistic piece that once again demonstrates that quiet music can be just as difficult as a Sousa march to play well. Imagine a completely dark space, infinite, like looking into a sky devoid of stars or planets, but suddenly you see colored circles spinning aimlessly, gently colliding with one another, kind of like a screensaver. That was Balmage's vision as he wrote this very interesting piece.
I don't think that could be any different than the last piece, could it? It was like that. Pretty cool tune, though. I like Mr. Ballmage's. Good composer. All right. Hard to believe, but we're getting close to intermission. What is the time? Inside of your program, you're going to recognize some important names. No, they're not the band members. They are the donors. There's 4 pages of donors in that book. Give them all a nice round of applause. We love them. You know, I can remember back, 2001 is when I took over. Finances were a little bit scary back then, I guess is the word I would use. We didn't know necessarily where we would go. But recently we had Give Big Green Bay. Some of you were donors for Give Big Green Bay. We are now, I'm going to say, on firm financial footing. Thank you very much to all the donors for Give Big Green Bay. After this next two, we will take a 15-minute break, so I want you to make sure you introduce yourself to the person behind you so you make a new friend. Go out into the lobby and check out some of the stuff there. Bruce has got some announcements as well about that. Mr. Bruce.
Yes. Now, don't let our newfound financial status deter you in the least. Visiting Brent in the lobby during intermission, he'll be happy to accept cash and credit card donations, and we can also accept donations after the concert. A few things about summer concerts by us and other groups. The summer concert dates for the AVB performance at Heritage Hill on June 28th, as well as the Green Bay City Band, the De Pere City Band, and the Pulaski Area Community Band schedules are in the program. The 26-27 schedule for us will be posted on our website and Facebook page in late May. And as I said, we are playing at Heritage Hill on Saturday, June 28th from 6 to 7:30, is that correct? 5 to 6:30. See, you'd have been late if you'd shown up. Nice as part of their 250th anniversary celebration. I do want to introduce one young man in the back here. Truman Thor was a student here, and was actually in my Rotary Club, was one of the Rotary Students of the Month. That's how I got to know him. And he's running the sound and everything tonight and the lights. He's graduating in December from Northern Michigan with a degree in this very sort of thing. So let's have a nice big hand for Truman back there. Infinite Hope. Our last, which we have for Truman, by the way. Our last selection before intermission is Infinite Hope, another new one for us, and also by Brian Ballmage. Here's what the publisher has to say about it. Inspired by the juxtaposition of uncertainty and boundless optimism, this powerful piece seeks to forge a path of faith, trust, belief, and assurance amidst a world of chaos. The opening lyrical section ultimately gives way to unbridled power and optimism as the music ultimately comes together in a show of unity and unfettered glory, whatever that means. Seriously, it's a lovely piece. We hope you enjoy it, and then we'll have intermission. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Mike, I got this from a lady in the crowd just now. What has one eye, loves cookies, and speaks French? Moi.
Moving right along.
Celebration Tribalesque. Musical traditions and customs from tribal Africa were the inspiration for this highly rhythmic piece by Randall Stambridge. It's written in 5/4 time, which can be a little tricky. It's like riding a 5-legged horse for a while until you get used to it. I had horses for 20 years, I know about this. Not a lot of music is written in 5/4, but recently two pretty well-known tunes were. Dave Brubeck's aptly named Take 5 and Lalo Schifrin's theme from Mission Impossible. So we hope you enjoy Celebration Tribalesque.
You wanted diversity tonight? You got diversity tonight. Truman, a little lights, please. We have another tradition here, and that is to recognize birthdays in the month of May. Sorry, those of you that have birthdays in June, July, and August, you're out of luck. Sorry. We'll take care of you in September. But if you have a birthday in the month of May, we want to sing to you boisterously. Stand, please, so I can figure out who's got birthdays in the month. Mary's got a birthday hat tonight. Round of applause for Mary. Front row. You never sit in the front row because you might have to wear a birthday hat. So please stand if your birthday is in the month of May. Let's sing. She's not going to tell me anyway. All right, we found out a couple things during intermission that I always get these things kind of late. There's a group here from Woodside. Woodside, people raise your hands so I can see all the Woodside folks. There they are. Thank you for coming, Woodside people. Nice. And you're probably wondering about this beautiful spray of flowers down front. Isn't that lovely? It's from one of our sponsors from other shows, Nature's Best. Give them a nice round of applause.
Thanks, Mike. Rails West. Here's a Western fantasy based on the Puddle Jumper, a train that served the communities of western Missouri in the mid to late 1800s. The opening fanfare depicts the panoramic grandeur of the countryside with the development of the railroad musically characterized throughout. Here's a little charming glimpse of Americana.
My cousin has kleptomania. Sometimes when it gets really, really bad, he takes something for it. I love Coronas. That sounds so nice. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
One's really heavy, the other one's a little lighter.
I am not going to leave this on the stand anymore. Some of you are up here during intermission. One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter. But you really had good resonance when you said that. I could hear you all the way up here. You want to hear my...
You want to be the MC?
The job is open.
Maybe after tonight. I'm not done yet.
You want to hear my pizza joke? Never mind, it's too cheesy.
I got nothing. Thank goodness. The Golden Age of Broadway. Next up is a medley of Rodgers and Hammerstein hits. Now this is one selection I didn't have to research because I wrote a college paper about Rodgers and Hammerstein. Hey, you can't take political theory and accounting all the time, and much to my surprise, music history turned out not to be the bunny course I thought it was going to be. Rodgers and Hammerstein literally revolutionized musical theater. Before them, most musicals were either souped-up vaudeville shows or lighthearted romps with tunes shoved in now and then, whether they fit the plot or not. For example, take Kiss Me Kate and Wunderbar. I mean, what is that doing there? Rodgers and Hammerstein's first musical, 1943's Oklahoma, built on the concept of Rodgers' earlier musical, Showboat, which created a musical play that fully integrated the music into the story. Sidebar, if you are a real fan of the Golden Age of Broadway, watch the recent movie Blue Moon. Ethan Hawke was nominated for Best Actor for his portrayal of Rodgers' former partner, Lorenz Hart, and the whole thing takes place at Sardi's restaurant the night Oklahoma premiered. It's a pretty interesting, the whole thing is in one place, so scenery, it was not a big budget production, but it's really nice. Rodgers and Hammerstein also tackled difficult topics such as racism in South Pacific, the horrors of Nazism in their final Broadway show, The Sound of Music. You'll recognize all these tunes with the possible exception of the Carousel Waltz, which is in the middle. And in fact, of everything he ever wrote, the Carousel Waltz was Richard Rodgers' favorite. So please welcome Paul back to the stage.
You know, we've all been through life pretty far, some further than others. But we remember the occasions, we celebrate the anniversaries, the birthdays, the big events. It's memorable. We're all together doing the same thing, knowing the same thing, remembering the same things. Being at a concert like this, playing on a stage with people you've known for years, dear friends, making beautiful music that's heard by a crowd full of appreciative people. This is something to pay attention to. It's something rare. And this much, all at once, everyone, hearing what's made tonight is worth slowing down and paying attention to. It's special. And we're getting it for free. So enjoy and remember when we go about our lives, just slow down and look around. It's all amazing. And I hope you find this song the same.
Where does the time go? It's almost getting close to the end. Bruce was talking about this a little bit, the AVB at the gazebo at Heritage Hill. That is actually a full day celebration at Heritage Hill. It starts at noon and it goes all the way through 7 o'clock. There is a $5 park admission to get into that. We do play between 5 and 6:30, and Mr. Paul Alexi will be conducting the band in the gazebo, so please come and join us. Also, those programs are important. Take those home. There's a lot of advertisers, supporters in there. There's some merchandise for the AVB as well, so please take that home and use that to help donate. I appreciate it.
There's also, I believe, in the programs, the schedules for several of the other area bands, the Pulaski Band, the Green Bay City Band, and the De Pere Band. So please take those with you. There's a lot of wonderful community music this summer to be enjoyed, especially with it being the 250th anniversary of the founding of our country. So, Earth Song, here's another new piece for us. This one by Frank Ticelli. So Mr. Ticelli runs the full range of emotions with this beautiful transcription. This was originally composed for unaccompanied voices with Ticelli's text as inspiration. And I'll tell you what, I listened to it, it's just lovely. Earth Song unites the power of words and images with melody, harmony, and dynamics to blend this work into kind of a tonal analog of the emotional life. So this is a little excerpt from Ticelli's original text. But music and singing have been my refuge, and music and singing shall be my light, a light of song shining strong through darkness and pain and strife. I'll sing. And at the time he wrote Earth Song, the Iraqi war was raging, and Ticelli wanted this piece to serve as a cry for peace. So 15 years later, this still rings true in Earth Song.
if you do get a chance to listen to that, it's a gorgeous choral piece as well. Yeah, I think we hit just about everything we could hit tonight. Soft and sweet, bombastic, exciting, all that good stuff. So a couple closing comments before we go, because we only have one tune left. And by the way, it will involve you in the last tune, the red, white, and brass. You'll know when the time is right. What about our sponsors for tonight? One more time, Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 224. I want you all to mark your calendars. Our next concert here, Monday, September 21st. Don't miss it. Third Monday in September. We talked about many band concerts this coming summer. That's awesome. Thank you for your donations on the way out, by the way. We still have lots of bills to pay and lots of things to take care of. Special thanks to Truman. Good job, Truman. I would say this, but it would be a lie. I knew Truman when he was this big. But he's grown up around here. That's very cool. And all the staff and the volunteers, Kate, Steve, the whole crew. Give them a nice round of applause. When they say it takes a full village, that's true for us as well. I can't do this on my own. So please hold your applause for a second, but these are key characters. Nancy Bartel, Jean Burmeister, Dick Nocenti, Brett Hassan, Paul Alexi, and Bruce Nedman. Give them all a nice round of applause.
Thanks. You know, I forgot to mention one thing about the one group, the Promenade, where my wife and I are now part-time residents. It's for active people, 55 and older, and about 95% of this crowd meets that criteria. And there's still apartments available, so come on down. Red, white, and brass. We close tonight's program with a compilation of Americana, based on arrangement originally written for the Canadian brass. I'm thinking you're going to know all the tunes. Again, a big thanks to our sponsor, the Vietnam Veterans of America chapter. Thank you. And we couldn't do this without your generous contribution, so please pay a visit to Brent or the folks with the buckets as you leave. And we haven't talked about this for a while, but if you have a clarinet, trumpet, bassoon, or sousaphone laying around that's in reasonably decent shape, we'll be happy to take it off your hands and see to it that it goes to a young player who can put it to good use. And please take your programs with you so you'll know when and where you can experience some great band music this summer, like I said before. So, thanks, have a great evening, and we'll see you in September.
One last tradition. We always end our concerts going way back with God Bless America. Please stand and join us.